Welcome to the Paper Artiste. My name is Kelly, and I would like to show you how to make an ATC for a bug exchange. I did this one for an exchange last month, and I would like you to know that this video is brought to you by the Art Across the Miles. Anyway, there's a bunch of products and tools that I'll be using, and I will have them all listed in the description listed below for everything that I'm using, and if you have any questions. So to begin with, we're going to start off with a playing card, and I like to use playing cards because it has a built-in line there. So what we're going to do is we're literally going to cut here, down the side, and here. And we're not going to cut this side because that side is used for the hinge. Okay, so we have that like that. And so that's what we're going to do. So we have this one cut out. What I like to do is I like to take a little bit of sandpaper, and I like to go around the edges with the sandpaper to get the coating off, because playing cards have a coating on it, and not that it wouldn't glue. It probably will glue, but it's just, it makes me feel better, and it also gives it a little texture. See how it gives it some texture going around there when you go to put that in. So when you cut it, you just take your X-acto knife, and I just give it a good cut straight down. If you're very particular, you can use a ruler, but anyway, I'm not particular. I am an artist, so I don't bother with those. Did I cut that one already? No. Okay. Boom. Okay, so there you go. Then that's your door. So then you take a stylus, and I kind of line it up on my board here, and it's pretty thin. Probably go right through the card. Then I give it a good score there, and that way my paper will score. So there is your door. That is the first piece to this card. Okay. Then what I do is you can paint it around there, do whatever you want with it. I like to use these distress inks. They're easy. You can paint it. You can leave it be. You could do anything you want. I kind of just use the like so, and then maybe even do this part. If you wanted to, you could take your thing and you could do this side as well, because you're going to see this side when you open it. See this one here? I took a piece of tissue paper and I drew a bug on there, and I don't know where all my little rags went. So, and then you can blue it up a little if you want with, give it a little color. Okay, so there that is. Now the second part is we want to cut out our acetate. what is acetate? Acetate is packaging. That's what I call it. So this is opportunity for you to go to the store and buy a set of stamps to use. Then when you bring them home, you have this packaging, which you cut down to make the window, like so. It's hard to see. I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, that's going to go on the back of this, like that. Okay. I have it cut down to fit on there. I can actually probably even give it another little teeny cut on my board here. Just a little teeny cut. And I think I did it crooked. Oh well. And that is going to be glued onto the back of this. Hence the reason why it can actually be cut down this way a little bit too. Okay. And yeah, that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. So that is going to be the window to our door. Okay. So that's going to get glued onto the back of that. Do you understand that? It gets glued to the back of that, like so. And then we're going to make a substrate for the back. And you can put it on there like this and put your bug in there like that. And then it gets glued to the back of this, like so. All nicely done. Ta-da! Okay, now there's also hardware that goes on this. So let me show you how that works. The hardware is a little teeny micro mini brad. I don't know if you used these when you were in school, but that's what it looks like. This is just a metal clasp. You can get those at the store as well. You can see on my old prototype, I made this card like 10 years ago. Here's an old one that I used for that. But I like the little ones better because, see, don't they look a lot nicer than those ones do? Because those ones look like they're too big for this. So I used the mini ones. So anyway, there's that. Now, so once you got your pieces decorated, so to speak, this piece here, I can put on here. I'm either going to put this one on there or this side. I think I kind of like this side better. Yeah, so I'm going to take my art glitter glue. That's the glue of my choice. And I am putting this, you can use any glue, Eileen's tacky glue is good. You know, whatever glue that you always use, go ahead and use that. The most important thing is not to make sure that it doesn't go on your crease there. Okay. So I'm leaving a little bit of that to show through so people know that it's an actual card. And then now what I'm going to do is I am going to cut out a bug. And I'm going to put them on the front here. So I thought about making him stick out. But I also wanted to show you how to put on a bug that has been stamped onto tissue paper. So, for example, here is tissue paper. You could actually use these and put them down. We could just cut that out and put that on there. I think we'll just do that. That's kind of cool. So, I like putting this on here like that because it's just, it's cool. So anyway, what I use for this is Liquitex. It's a matte medium. And when you put this down, if you use tissue paper or rice paper or medical exam paper, it melts down into the background. So you'll be able to see the background through this. I'm going to rip a little bit of this off on this side just so it looks even. Steven. Okay. All right, good enough. So all you need is a few little drips of this. Drip, drip. And get my paintbrush. You're going to put a good amount on there. And then you're going to go ahead and put your tissue paper down. Now just watch. This is magic. Right? You're going to put that on there. Now, if you don't have matte medium, you can go ahead and use half water, half glue. Now, see how that just melted right in to the paper? Isn't that the cool? I just think that's so cool. And then just to get all the air bubbles out, you just kind of put that on there like that. And then matte medium, that's what it does to it. We're going to let that dry a minute, and then we're going to skip to the back part of it. And I don't know what I did. Oh yeah. See, on this one here, I put that on there. This one here, I didn't really decorate much. This one here, I glued some stuff down on it. So it's all on relative of what you want to do. Now, it's important to use a waterproof ink. So you can either use Archival ink by Rangers, or you can use, let me pull this out, Stazon. That's another brand that you can use. And why it's important is because this will not move if you put something on top of it. In other words, it doesn't smear. If you use like distress ink or something like that, it will move the ink when it's on there. So then you can decorate on the sides of it, you know, however you want. Doesn't that look cool? You could almost leave that alone just like that, right? But no, Kelly needs to do even more because it's super cool. So I think what I need to do here is, I think I could put, I'd like to stick that up. So maybe I'll use some pop darts on that. I'm not sure. But I need to darken up the white pieces on here. So I'm just going to take some watercolor here. And I'm just going to ink. Oops. I'm just going to ink these up on the side so the white pieces are not showing. Oops. And I just want the, you know, the edges not to show. Get that. We'll put that on there like that. And there we go. And then I have some shiny stuff. I think I want to pop him up too. Like, I think I want him to come up. All right, so I need some pop darts. So here are some pop darts. Dots. So I'm going to put those on the back of him like so. This is nothing like the one I was doing, but anyway, you can get the idea. That's the problem with me. I can never do the same thing twice. It's like a gel print. I can never. So anyway, we'll get that on there like that. And then he's kind of popped up there. Look at that. Isn't he cool? So anyway, that's our front. That's our doorway. And so now what we're going to do is we are going to take our acetate, we're going to take a little bit of sandpaper and just go around the edge of it, just like that on both sides, because that will help keep the glue. It will go into the little sand marks, and just it'll adhere better. You don't actually really have to do that, but so anyway, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this piece down on there. That's your window piece. I'm going to take my little and try to make a straight line. We'll see about that. And on here, and just like that. And then this here might be a little too much glue. Now I'm going to lay it right down on the back of that card and put it on there and give it a minute. Try not to squeeze it out into the window part. And I'm going to let that dry a minute. And while that's drying a minute, we're going to go to the back part. And so this is the substrate for the back. So on this particular one, I used a fern in that. I guess we could use that again, but I have this one sitting here. So, but let me show you how that works. So I can either stamp on here or cut a bug out. So I'll show you how that's kind of done as well. Okay, here's our bug. We're going to use our Archival ink because we're going to paint him. And we're going to put him on here. Okay, so there he is, looking good. And we're going to come over here to our big shot. This is what I used. And I'm going to put, these came together. This was a kit. It was stamps with the cutouts. So you stamp it, and it was Stamper Anonymous, and it was called Entomology, I think. It was a bug thing. And I love bugs. I should have been an entomologist. Anyway, you put this through, and it takes care of all that fussy cutting. You know, it just boom. And then there's your bug. See that? Just like that. So then what I did for my substrate for the back was I took a piece of 140 watercolor paper, and I took a 3D embossing folder. Here, we'll use this one for something for a change. And I ran it through this. And boom. It gives you this really cool, like, brick-looking stuff. So you can use that side or that side. I do prefer this side, but it's a little crooked. But that's all right, because the bugs don't crawl straight. All right. So then we come back over here. I think this is a different one. But anyway, you can, now this is going to be on the back of our piece over there. This one over here that's drying. And so I want the corners to match the card. So I'm taking this crocodile thing and I am putting it in there and cropping the little corners so they'll match the card. You could do this just, you know, cutting around as well. So there we go on that. So now see, this will fit as our substrate in the back. So you can mark it up, you can paint it, you can do anything you want with it. I think that I might want to make it a little red, because our brick's red. Where's my red? what do you know? I have fired bricks. So put a little on there. Give it a spray. And take your paintbrush, wriggle it around, and kind of just, you know, give it a background look like so. My fingers are dirty, but that's all right. We're going to give it a background go on there. Maybe take a little brown on there. Give it a little brown. Maybe put a little green on there for moss. Give it a background look here. I should be wearing gloves anyway, but all right, so there it is. And now we can stamp on it, or we can take one of our bugs and put on there, which I don't mind doing. And we have our substrate here. Let's see, what should we do? I think we should cut out another bug. I think so too. So here we go. Let's cut out another bug. I was just going to stamp on there, but I don't think that's going to work because it's got a background on it. So let's bring this over here. We'll put our little guy back on there. And that is perfect, actually. And line that right up. Get you right in there. Put him down. Run him through. Cut him out. Okay. And now we can put them on here. I did use a little product. These are metallic paints. And they kind of give the little creature a shininess to them. See if you see them in there. I don't know if you can see that. But it gives it a shiny little thing. So we're going to actually give him a little paint. Put our bug over there. And I think we should give it to him green. Give it a little green. Or gold. You got to really get the juices going on this. Ooh, it's wrong color green. Okay, so we need, let's do gold. I'm glad I checked that because look how different the green is. Ooh, I don't like that one either. Let's try this one. That's not too bad. Okay, let's go with this one. I forget which one I used. I think I like this one the best. So we're going to go with that, with a little bit of green. Okay, and now we can just give our little guy a paint job. And he'll be a little shiny. Just like that, we'll give him a little shine. Get him, there we go. And we kind of lost a little of the detail there, but it's not too bad because it'll shimmer. That's all we want it to do is shimmer. And that'll be good. Maybe I should give it a little blue. little blue. Okay. Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah. Okay. So we're done there. Okay, we want his legs to be black. Okay, so we'll do those ones up black. Get those. Okay. All right, enough is enough. Okay. That's what happens. Now we're going to give it a little. Now that we gave him a bath, we have to dry him off. Look, he doesn't like that. He's curling up. So I almost feel like we need a little greenery, like some ferns or something. I don't know. Something needs to go in there. Okay. That's good. What do we have up here? Some kind of a background. I feel like we need, how about some numbers? Totally not what we're looking for, but just something different. And we'll put that on there. Needed something a little more. Okay. Bug, bug, bug. Put them on there. We can glue them down. I think he needs a little definition around here. So we're going to give him a little. Okay, maybe give him a little bend. Give him a little 3D there. Okay, does he look better? Oh yeah, he looks good. Okay, so put him away. Let's glue him down. And put a little extra glue on him. He does look like a cockroach, doesn't he? Ugh. Okay. Now to give the back of this a little definition, we will add a little brown on that, or blue, or whatever color this is. What is this? Black. Okay. So there's our back piece. He's all done. Now, I do have to wipe my fingers because I got black stuff all over them. Now we're coming down to the final stretch. And the final stretch is putting it together. That is it, she says, putting it together. Okay. So now what we're going to do, this acetate is dried pretty much. Now we're going to put this piece on top of that piece. This is the piece with the acetate on it. I don't know if you can see the acetate, but now we're going to put it on the back piece, like so. We're going to glue it down. It's going to be in there. It's going to look awesome. Yay! And then what we're going to do is then we're going to take our awl, and this is an awl. This is what an awl looks like. It's it's a pokey thing. You could use an ice thing. You could use a big needle. It doesn't matter. What you're going to do is you're going to poke a hole into your piece. You're going to take your hardware. You're going to put it through the hole. Put it on there. You're going to put it through the back, and you're going to squeeze the little legs apart like that. And then it's going to be on there, and then you can open and shut and open and shut. Then for the final pieces, you're going to take your artist trading card stamp thing in the back, and you're going to cover that little hole. And ta-da! You're done. You have yourself a bug door. Okay? That's all for this video. If you have any questions, just drop me a note on art across the miles, and I'll see if I can answer any of your questions. All right? Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.